Welcome back into MPtv Cribs, where we tour other resellers' warehouses. Today we're touring my dad's warehouse. Let's see if he's in the office.
Hello, Adam. How are you doing?
Oh, good. Is my dad here?
Oh, the big boss. Big boss is here. Come in.
Hey, welcome to my warehouse tour. Come on in.
What's up, guys? Welcome back into another episode of MPtv Cribs, where we tour other resellers' warehouses and their inventory systems. Today, we've got another very special guest. My dad is going to be on the tour, so let's hop straight into it.
All right, hey, welcome into my tour. Now, this is not your average tour, because with me, I'm a retirement hustle kind of guy. I do it part-time. So what you're going to see here is maybe not as thorough of a system in play as you've seen in other tours. But you know what? If you're just starting, or if you're just doing it part-time, some of the tricks that I use may help you. Beginning of my warehouse tour, where I've got certain things that are going to be seasonal and are going to sell very fast. In the summertime, obviously this sells. DVDs sell very fast all the time. These are my summer items. I'll rotate this out and put Halloween, Christmas, whatever the season is, that's what goes on this shelf. Now, I like to sell hats too. I've got hats all over my warehouse. I know I've got this huge warehouse. Why don't you just put all the hats in the same place? Well, it started off slow, and my hat collection grew and grew and grew and grew. So these are all my oddball hats. I dare you to find this hat anywhere. Anyways, this will be all my oddball hats that really just doesn't fit into a category. Come over here. I've got HBA, self-care, electronics, lighting, all kinds of different things. That's just a little bit weird. This section here is my Disney selection. If it's not a seasonal thing, it's a Disney thing, it's in this section. I know right where to go. Right here I have all my MLB hats, NFL hats, my oddball bucket hats. Down here, I have baseball gloves and NBA hats below it. This is a starting of my shoe collection. I'm trying to figure out shoes. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. Up here, I've got a whole bunch of OSU beanies. I just mark them if they've got a palm or without a palm. I've got toys, sports bags, sports things, hats. Everything has its own section. In here, I've got the closet labeled different kinds of shirts. I love filters. Filters are awesome. And cartridges for ink, so I know where to go if those things sell. And on the other side, this closet has toys for dogs and seasonal shirts and things. And then this is all NFL up here. Let me take you to my Christmas small seasonal. As you can see, this section is mainly Christmas. It's very unorganized right now. I've just been buying stuff, listing it, and I throw it in here. When it gets to be about Halloween, I'm going to come back through here, grab everything out, and do a end the listing and relist it. That way I know I've got the right counts, and it'll be a fresh listing for the season. Hey, when I got started in this game, all I knew to do was to go out and buy Christmas stuff at 70, 80, 90% off, put it in my basement warehouse, and save it till next year. So this is what I've known. This is what I've done since 1998. So this is probably my pride and joy. Right now my shelves are full, but come October, they'll be empty. So let's go ahead and take a look. Over here we've got lots of different things. I've got it broken up by lights, some inflatables. I've got my menches on the bench. Over here I keep most of my lights. These are all pretty much LED lights, and I sort them all together with light kind. Behind you here, we've got all kinds of inflatables. This is where I put all my inflatables that I've gotten. Down on this aisle is the back side of more inflatables. And then it moves into some more specialized Christmas lights down at the end. And then at the back is all Halloween costumes that I've picked up between 25 cents and $1. This is also moving into Halloween, this section here. So that will have more Halloween costumes, and I typically do boys, girls, and adults. So I basically put all my tree skirts in this section, so I'll know where the tree skirts are. When I sell a tree skirt, I can come here very quickly. And this section over here is friends and family that I'm selling for, I put in their bin, I put their name on it, I know where to go. When their product sells, then I give them their money for what they sold. You don't have to always find inventory. Inventory can find you very easily if you're just helping out friends and neighbors. You both win. They get rid of their stuff and you get paid a little something for the effort. Okay, and as you can see here are the rest of my hats. I got visors, I got Cincinnati teams, Big 10, Big 12, Guardians, all mixed up a little bit, but it is all there, and I know how to find the hat when I sell it. Then over here is my shipping station. I've got my Rollo here and my Epson there, and basically can print out all my labels without any problem. I've got my boxes right here that are at arm's reach. And then I have a bunch of different kinds of poly mailers here. I put all my inventory that needs to be shipped on this table. And then over here in this closet, I have all my backup supplies and bigger supplies for shipping. All different kinds of shipping on both sides. The inventory that needs listed are in these two tubs. And then more shipping supplies here. And more empty boxes that can be used for shipping. I try to have everything at my fingertips so that when I go to ship, it can go real quick and easy and doesn't take a lot of extra time. Okay, so where do I list? Well, I don't have a design studio like a lot of people have. This is all I need. I come on out. This is what I used to do when I ship things. And I still kind of do. I get a white blanket. I come out in the backyard where it's nice and peaceful. Get the wrinkles out, and there you go. Perfect background. So if I want to ship a hat, crops out nice and easy, and no problem. But now I found a new trick. If I want to list hats or cleats, I went out and found this carpet for $1. Now look what that looks like. Somebody's going to buy that without any problem. So, nice and easy, lemon squeezy. That's how I like it. And the best thing about doing it out here on the back porch is you get natural light. Natural light takes the best pictures. So this is how I like to set up my studio. And then when I'm done, I pack up my studio and get myself a big glass of iced tea. So I hope what you've seen in my tour of my warehouse may simplify some things. You don't have to get overly organized. I obviously am not super organized, but it's in my head. And I also put it in my listings where it is in the warehouse, so I know where to find things. That's the key. Come up with a method for you that works for you. Start small and grow your business. Figure out what you enjoy selling, what you enjoy looking up, really what you know. Because if you know it's a good deal, then you know you can sell it for a profit. With that, I guess I got to answer a couple questions. Like I said earlier, I started in 1998. Some of you weren't even alive at that point. And I had to make a choice. I was either going to sell on eBay or Yahoo Auctions. And Yahoo Auctions was really big. None of you have even seen it, and I've even tried to Google the image. You can't even find it. But it was a real thing, and eBay conquered Yahoo and took them out of business. Now, it wasn't as easy back then as it is now. You see, I sold my very first video, and I had to wait 2 weeks for the mail to get to me. You see, back then there was no PayPal. So what you do, you basically bought it, won the auction, then that customer would send you a letter with their information, where to mail it back to, and a check. And then once I got the check, I would take it to the bank, and then I would have to wait 10 days and then go back to the bank and ask if that check cleared. And if that check cleared, then I would then send the product on to the person. As you can tell, it was a tedious process. But hey, I still made money back then. So it's very easy to see that eBay has really upped their game since 1998. But I'll tell you what, it's one of the fun things that I do. I don't do it necessarily for the money. It's just fun to go out on a gold hunt, almost like you see on the TV shows. But my gold just happens to be sitting on shelves or on online clearance sections of websites. And I can find what sells and know that somebody else wants it. If it's acting like a job, Get out, run quickly. Do it only because you enjoy it. And then find out what you enjoy selling. What do you know? Don't get in this unless you're going to do the math and make sure that you're making a profit. Am I scaling my business? I'm changing my business, but I don't know that I'm scaling it. I like it where it is right now, where I sell between 7 to 10 items a day. Maybe in fourth quarter, I'm selling 22 to 30 items a day. It makes sense for me what I'm doing. It only takes about an hour and 15 minutes a day of my time, and I enjoy it. Once it becomes not fun, I'll definitely be scaling my business down, because when it's not fun, I'm done. When it comes to reselling, I think it's very important not to just get caught up on the selling and the reselling of items. When I spend my money, I like to spend my money several times. And what I mean by that is if I'm going to pay $100 for inventory, I want that inventory not to just go quickly and spend $100, because I'm a very big gift card guy, which means I can use my Discover card and get 3% back. I can go to the grocery store and buy a Kohl's gift card for 3% back. So that initial gift card is now only costing me $97. I've already made $3 before I've even bought anything. And then with that gift card, it turns into free gas. So right there, I've spent that $100 4 times. And you're like, how did you spend it 4 times? I got 3% back on my Discover. I bought a Kohl's gift card. I got money back for free gas. I then bought inventory, which then pays Kohl's cash. Then I sell it to the end consumer. That $100 was spent 4 times. I made money on each one of those levels. So it's not just reselling that gets you the money. Actually, now I think about it, it's 5 times, because then I'm going to take the Kohl's cash and rebuy something else for free. And then the circle just keeps spinning. The more you can do that, the less you have to make on each item and or work a real job. And the more you put that into your daily routine, the more money you'll have.
So thank you guys so much for joining us on this tour. This opens it up actually to a couple more videos. So leave some comments down below the types of videos you want to see me make with my dad. We'll make it a whole series. We already have one on gas, how to get the free gas, but we're going to remake that. We're going to actually go later today and film that. And then we might make one on credit cards and how to properly use them as well. So let us know some videos that you guys want to see on that. He's very knowledgeable about saving money, spending money properly, and like he just said, spending it 4 or 5 times.
I'd like to say that I taught him everything he knows. I taught him enough to fish, and now he's fishing. Makes me very proud.
Make me tear up. So from us and Sonny, thank you so much for touring our warehouse. Now let's cue the drone shot and get out of here.
Thanks for visiting my warehouse. I hope you enjoyed the tour.